Hi guys, this is Jean Holden, producer of the show, and I just wanted to take a minute to let you know where you can find us on the internet. Please go to ThatMan on Fatman.com. There you can find out all the things you need to know about the show. You'll be able to find links to the podcast, to YouTube, to Twitter, Facebook, even Instagram and Snapchat. Thank you so much for listening, guys, and we hope you enjoy the show.
Today's show is brought to you by Death Wish Coffee. Death Wish Coffee, the strongest coffee in the world.
This is Kevin Conroy, the voice of Batman, and I want to urge you to make a generous donation to the Wayne Foundation so we can stop the sexual trafficking of children. Do it, or I'll find you.
And don't forget to check out our good friend of the show, Mark Live, over at chundertunes.com for all your podcast animation needs. ThatMan on Fatman is recorded with a Zoom H6 handy recorder. Zoom for creators.
Disclaimer. The show you're about to experience is for entertainment purposes only. The hosts use mature language and conversation just like in most of life. If you're too uptight, this might not be for you. All that said, we really do hope you enjoy the show. But if you don't enjoy it, expect a nice big shipment of my joyous Joker juice on your doorstep in the very near future. Toodles!
Yes, please note that use of all sound effects is done ironically.
Ooh-ah. You are listening to ThatMan on Fatman with Scott and Jean Holden, and they, trust me, have a great ass.
As the world's biggest Kevin Smith fan, I appreciate the fact that somebody finally made a podcast about that interesting motherfucker. So yes, you absolutely did the right thing.
Okay, what has two thumbs and is a huge fan of Kevin Smith? ThatMan!
Scott, who does ThatMan on Fatman podcast.
Yeah.
Ooh-ah.
Well, once upon a time, just a regular man read a book written by the Fat Man. Tough shit written by old Kev Smith.
Ooh-ah. ThatMan on Fatman.
Kev said go out and start a podcast, and so I did, and I had a real blast. But my obsession was driving my co-host nuts.
Who is he? He's that man. He's talking.
Didn't want to bring the podcast down. Needed Porkchop Murphy to hang around.
Go get him, that man.
So I created a show with one heck of a plan, and I call that show ThatMan on Fatman.
ThatMan on Fatman.
Go get him, that man.
We're gonna talk about Kevin Smith.
ThatMan on Fatman. ThatMan on Fatman.
Go get him, that man.
We're gonna talk about Kevin Smith.
Go get him, that man.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to this episode 4-23, I think? Yeah. Yes. I am ThatMan on Fatman. I'm Scott Holden. This is ThatMan on Fatman. I'm here in the studio. It's Wednesday night. We're sorry we're getting this late. I was down with a cold for many days there. And here in the studio with me is the one who gave me that cold. It is none other than Jean Holden.
Hey guys. Ooh, yeah.
Sorry about that.
Hey guys. Yeah, well, I could have, but you can never prove that.
I'm still
I know.
lingering.
Shit comes up like every day. It's
Yeah,
disgusting. You have to spit it out. It's gross. No, I mean, I'm not saying to you in general. If you have that, just spit it out because it's gross.
But here's what I'll say. Remember when we did the sugar thing,
Right.
I can't recall having a real cold until now. So that's been like 4 years.
Right.
Or 3 years, something like that. So I will say, if you want to avoid sugar, one of the byproducts may be you get less colds. And of late, I have been eating more sugary stuff.
Right.
So it doesn't surprise me.
That doesn't surprise me.
If there's a correlation there.
Right.
I don't know if it's true causality, but it's something worth scratching the head over. Does sugar give people a cold?
It's refined.
Rhinovirus?
It's very processed, you know?
Nice.
So, the sugars we eat.
Well, so we're sorry, folks, that this show's going out late. We're sorry that, we were behind the 8 ball on this one.
They totally love us. They're okay with it.
Listen
I
to
know you guys are. I know they are because they're good people. People that listen to our show are good people, so they totally get it.
So it was a crazy week.
Yes, it was.
But it started out with me being completely blown away and flabbergasted and just surprised by the latest, which I think is still the latest as of this moment, considering they're not that prolific as they used to be. No offense to them.
But it's really
They're very busy folks.
One of the best. It's one of the best podcasts, though.
It's certainly one of the smartest.
Oh my God, it's so much fun because they have a great...
And in case you're wondering, we're talking about Edumacation.
We're talking about Edumacation.
With
and
Edumacation Andy and Kevin Smith.
Yeah, they have a great thing going on.
It is a science podcast. For those who don't know, it's what they call it cocktail science. And they also have a book that's coming. I know we pre-ordered it. I think it comes
check that out
in February.
Yeah.
But so...
I'm sure you can still pre-order now, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the other morning, listening to a little Edumacation. I'm trying to find the sound clip. Can you tell I'm stalling?
Yeah. They're just a great pair. They just they complement each other in just the right ways.
Yeah. So you had gone, I'd started actually, it's funny because I'd started the show earlier. I'd started the Edumacation episode earlier in the morning, but it was already its usual denseness.
Yeah, it really is.
And besides that, it felt like, Andy was like, well, we've been here for a few hours already. And it felt like I was just, the first 10 minutes was catching up on inside jokes.
Yeah.
So, it became the wise had it. But in a little bit, they found their footing, and then even Kevin came up with a little rhyming scheme, because the wise have it is an episode where they focus just on why questions.
Right.
So they break from normal format just to address a bunch of questions. And I had written one in, and I didn't think at all it would get pulled. But so as I'm sitting there listening, after you leave, it's nice and quiet. This happens.
Oh, my
God. What happens? That's me muting everything, dummy. Let's try that again. Test 2. Sorry. It's rare I mute everything on the board.
The second Y is sent in by...
ThatMan on Fatman.
Oh, right on. Scott Holden.
Scott Holden, yeah.
And what is Scott want?
Call me Scott because I'm Holden.
Okay, now, just
I'm
like how I just
Holden,
stopped
baby.
it now, that's exactly where I stopped it. As I'm listening, I was
you just said your name unsolicited.
Yeah, it was the, it's just like in real life when Kevin, even when scolding me, in my mind, I'm like, Kevin said my name. He knows my name. Kevin knows my name.
He looks at you or here's who you are and knows your name.
Yes, and to me, I'm amazed by
awesome.
that. It's like, oh my God, my hero
It's
knows
still-
my name.
He could say your name like a billion
He's
times.
scolding
and it
me,
would
but
never-
he knows my fucking name.
He's so fucking mad at me right now, but I don't
I'm
care.
so impressed because
No.
the man knows my name. But
It's never been like that. He's never been so mad at you.
Well, there was a little moment where I felt like, duh.
No, it was just a thing as you would say to a person that you trust, a person that you would, a friend, you would say, cut that out.
Yeah.
Because they would get it.
Yes.
So you got it and you didn't do it again. So it's just like human things.
Anyway.
Yes.
Point being, so when I heard this, it was just the same kind of thing. It's like, oh my God, Kevin knows my Twitter name. It was just the extension because he said my name so fast.
Yeah.
Afterwards, I was so,
Oh
to
my
me,
God.
that is the biggest honor
I know.
that I could ever have. It's like my hero knows me.
I love the way Andy said that man on Fatman.
Yeah.
He was so cute.
Yeah. Yes.
Adorable.
And I love these guys. And I don't know. And again, the question, let me just play.
Well,
it
there was
through.
a little play on our name, too, which I kind of missed because we get all excited about what he says right before. But he says something
All
like,
right,
I'm Scott and I'm Holden or something.
All right, here we go.
The second Y is sent
One more
in
time.
by...
ThatMan on Fatman.
Oh, right on. Scott Holden.
Scott Holden, yep.
He says
And
right
what is
on.
Scott
too.
Call me Scott because I'm Holden.
See, I missed it again.
Scott.
Yes,
even
and
though we've
he makes a
touched on
goof on
this
us.
in
'Cause I'm
different
Holden.
podcasts,
Yes, which is
he
an
wants
honor.
to know the definitive answer. With it, being a movie that is now out of theaters.
Why the fuck?
What?
No,
What?
it's still fun.
It's going strong. Yeah.
People love that clown, dude.
I really think it's the Uncanny Valley more than anything else.
Pennywise, the dancing clown.
I forgot that you like to hang out with super old people.
That's his Jay Muse.
Oh, really?
This is James.
All right. So that was such a thrill. Now, I really do think it is the Uncanny Valley more than anything else because not every clown is scary. There are some that aren't. Usually lighter makeup.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
You know, usually female.
Yeah. There's clowns definitely that are not scary. Yeah. But the ones
It's the ones that have heavy makeup that mess with the Uncanny
Yeah.
Valley, where the smile doesn't meet the eyes kind
and
of
Brian
thing.
O'Halloran.
Yeah.
Vulgar.
Yeah.
Was fucking scary.
Yeah. Well,
Because-
I don't know that he was scary so much as he was. It was disturbing.
Well, yeah, I
what
mean,
occurred
like
to
that.
him.
It doesn't have to be scary, like
Yeah.
spooky, like boo scary. It's like
he was
creepy.
the victim in that. The clown was
he
the
was
victim.
very dark.
Yeah,
That's what it is.
that's a dark movie.
Just a very dark, and clowns just have a darkness to them. So it was kind of sad anyway, though.
Yeah. Amazing performance by Brian.
Amazing performance.
I don't know how we
Kudos.
got here.
Hey,
Oh,
Brian
the clown
O'Halloran,
thing.
the clown thing.
Oh, well,
Yeah,
and
the
it also
clown
makes
thing.
sense. What else is coming? Halloween.
Yeah,
Then we're
Halloween.
going to sneak this show right in before Halloween.
Yeah.
We're going to drop the Halloween show this weekend anyway. I
Yeah.
know it's going to be like one show dropping right on top of the
Right.
other. But hey,
Yeah.
it's a benefit of of good stuff.
Yeah. And
You
people
your problems are non-existent.
You have no problems.
Yes.
Especially from us. Especially.
Any other things we need to... Yeah, because there's been some stuff we've been doing late that tie into all kinds of other stuff. So, yeah, that was a big thrill.
Yeah. And I got a
at the
text
beginning
at
of
work, and I was like, what? When did this happen in the 20 minutes that I've been gone?
Yeah, it was so funny. It was like if I had only played that
Oh my God, it was-
episode a little bit longer, we would have heard it together.
And then he like cut it and sent it to me, and it was really cool.
Yes.
It was
And
really cool.
you probably already... It's probably already at the intro of this episode, for all I know. So,
yeah, it probably
there
is.
you go. All right, so that was a big thrill. Now, also, last time when we went off the air... Thank you. Just as we went off the air, well, let me jump into SMed lines.
Yeah, I have a couple other things I want to kind of start off with two other things, and then we'll go into that like quickly.
All right,
Just
so without any further ado, let's go into the SMed lines.
And now, direct from the That Cave, we give you the SMed lines with Gene Holden.
Hi, everybody. Welcome back to another issue
Episode.
of the Smedlines. Issue. No.
Oh, here's another thing that's been happening lately.
What?
Every time I say edumacation, I say epimisode.
Epimisode. Yeah.
I can't not say epimisode.
Epimisode. Yeah, epimisode.
Epimisode.
Yeah.
Epimisode. It's like the, saxophone.
Right. Oh my God, Homer. Saxophone. Okay. Let's start out by wishing our my favorite comic book man, Walter Flanagan, a happy 50th birthday.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
October 24th, which was yesterday. Happy birthday, Walt.
There you go.
Yeah, you're my absolute favorite, and I love you. And
That
happy
is Walt
birthday.
right there.
Happy birthday to Walt. And I hope everybody checked out the premiere of Comic Book Men on Sunday night.
Yeah.
And I'm sure you can go. I'm sure you can go and pay-per-view, whatever.
You can get it on. I'm pretty sure you can get it on
Hulu.
Amazon. You can order it per season.
Yeah,
It'll drop
check
right
that
in your
out.
box.
You can right in your box.
It'll
So you don't
fall
have
in
to-
your box.
It'll fall right in. You don't have to do anything. You just open up and there it is.
Fuck me and make me forget.
So this Friday.
Yeah.
Now today is Wednesday, so you have a couple more days.
Well,
if you're
do you
in the
wanna-
LA area,
Okay.
go to the Hollywood Boobalon.
Hollywood Babylon.
So it's it's Boobalon.
What do you mean it's
Oh my God, I
Boobalon?
so want to go because people get prizes for costumes. So dress up when you go to the Hollywood.
As a boob?
Hollywood. No. It's boo, like
Oh,
scary
boo.
Boobalon.
Balon. Oh, it's their
It's like,
Halloween
yeah.
show. Day.
Hollywood
I'm
boob.
sorry. I'm so obsessed with our own Halloween stuff.
I
though.
do
Like,
think he
I'm not
just
even-
wanted to say boob, though.
Yes.
I think Kevin just wanted to say
Hollywood
boob.
boob.
Boob. So
Balon.
make sure your boobs are on. So
Yeah. Whatever that means. Oh boy.
I'm just being goofy. So have a good time there. And you can still get tickets, and you can win prizes for your costume.
That'd be awesome. What are the prizes? Do you know?
Oh, I don't know yet. I mean, no one knows.
It's like, fuck that shit. Fucking prizes.
So anyway, I would be there if I lived in LA. That's all I know.
Me too.
So
haters have got to hate like the.
That was inappropriate. I'm sorry.
No, Scott kind of brought up a topic that we were going to start with, but we kind of changed the tune a little bit. When we ended the show, our last show,
yeah.
A huge story hit, and I'll give it over to Scott
about our hero.
To talk about the Harvey Weinstein thing and the Miramax thing and Kevin.
Yeah, so when we closed the show last week, as soon as we got off the air, maybe within a few hours, Kevin had the Babylon dropped. It was at the Babylon that it was announced. So I guess I hadn't heard the Babylon yet. It probably hadn't dropped, or it had just dropped that day. So as soon as I listened to it, it was like Kevin essentially said that, he felt, I get this. So he felt that as a guy who goes around and tells people, fucking A, do your shit, make a movie, do a podcast, all this stuff, that at the back of his mind now, when he says it, essentially going to be sitting there is, I did it too. And my patron, my main patron, like in the old days, if an artist had a patron, was Harvey Weinstein.
Oh, yeah. And he was like a male,
And it turns out that the guy was a monster.
I know.
Behind the scenes.
I know.
Now, Kevin didn't seem to be involved in that end. And
absolutely not.
Anyone who knew Kevin, like we talked about it, he had a falling out with Harvey Weinstein around Red State.
Right.
Because they'd sort of written, they had done a big homage to what they had learned from him. That was sort of what they were supposed to. That part of that movie was showing Harvey that they listened to certain things,
right?
Certain ways to do, forewalling, and you do it your way, and you kind of you make a spectacle out of it,
right?
You find cheap ways to get a lot of publicity, and that's what Kevin did with Red State.
He sure did.
And actually, his co-producer on that was Harvey Weinstein's former personal assistant, too.
Ah.
Who you've probably seen in documentaries about him and stuff, too.
Okay.
And I can't remember his name right now off the top of my head. But
he had a male personal assistant.
Yeah, and that was Kevin's... he eventually became, executive producer.
Yeah.
He moved up the ranks in the Weinstein Company. But, yeah, he had left Weinstein... Actually, I think he became...
That's interesting. He had a male personal assistant.
Well, I mean, it's not that weird, Gene. But he probably had a lot of personal assistants.
Oh, I'm sure. I'm just thinking about that. That's fine.
Anyway, and I can see the guy's face in my mind as clear as day, and I know you'll know him when you see him because he's even cameoed in Kevin's stuff and stuff.
Oh, okay.
But and I'll show you after. And they even formed a company that was sort of in honor of Harvey's name, and I can't think of the name of it right now, but it was because I'm required to.
Right.
If we pulled Red State off the shelf, all these answers would come to us.
Right.
But anyway, so Kevin feels, like a heavyweight. So what can he do? What did he want to do? Like saying I'm sorry. You and I both know.
Oh yeah.
Kevin feels a certain amount of, he wants to pay back. So he's giving to Women in Film, or I don't know if that's the exact name of the charity, but it's about, it's a charity organization that helps women in film get funding.
Right.
So he's going to give all of the Miramax films, all the, when he gets his checks.
To get like dividend checks or whatever you call them.
Shows on TV, every once in a while you get checks.
Right.
And now his fear or his feeling is that now, because of all the bad publicity, Weinstein films may lose value, and so therefore they'll get less dividends. Ultimately, he feels like, so in addition to that, he's kicking in an additional $2,000 per month. He essentially said until the day he dies.
Yeah. I mean, really?
To this organization.
Oh my God.
So
the guy could live another 50 years.
Yeah. And you know what's funny about that? I mean, he said that. I saw the story broke. a lot of kudos. Again, I say to Kevin, it's not like he was I don't say to Kevin, I'm saying out loud. If I were to say to Kevin, I would say, one, it's not like you were molesting anyone. Two, it's not like you were covering up. And,
I know.
And three, it's, if this is the way you feel and I can get that, then, this is a wonderful thing to do.
Oh, yeah. And if you feel
And as a result, you notice one, like, he's not getting dragged through the mud like everyone
if you
else.
feel compelled to do it and it's from the heart, people get it. It's just when it's done, like, grandiose.
Yeah.
It's just...
And it wasn't...
you can tell when it's done that way, and it's definitely
And he
not
made
done.
the announcement. He made it on Babylon.
Right.
And he really hasn't had to make it again.
And he's doing it his way, and that's it. I mean, there's no, I said it, I'm doing it, and that's it. There's no,
And as cheesy as that made me proud.
It
made me proud that someone that I have great respect and hold on such a pedestal didn't become a dick.
Well, and not only
wasn't he a dick on this, he was above and beyond. He was a mensch.
And he took an action towards the other way.
He did something. Yeah, he did something to right the wrong.
And a lot of people
can wrong say that he didn't commit.
Right, and a lot of people say they're sorry, and that's
he
great
did the
too,
work on those movies that he made.
Right,
you know what I mean? It's not like Harvey Weinstein's dick did it.
I know, but he took action, wanting to show people that this really bothered him, and that's how he helps.
This movie was produced, but here's another thing though that I'm sure Kevin has some guilt for, because Harvey Weinstein would send Kevin out as kind of like his hype man, when his name was dragged in the mud
I know.
for who knows what.
Right.
So, and Kevin has even read some of that stuff. So that's the kind of stuff I think Kevin feels icky about.
I was just going to say icky is a good word.
I supported this guy who turned out to be a monster.
Right. And the whole thing sucks. It just sucks all around.
Yeah.
But Kevin is, making a little bright spot in the whole thing.
So. It's so funny how fast how fast the wheel is turning now.
With other directors and people in general. It's just a lot of people they have no one to talk to about it, and they keep it
misogyny,
in.
Man.
Very misogynistic.
It makes you realize how much it's so there still.
It really is.
It's just like racism. We're just discovering
the entitlement.
How there it really has been. It's just people have been either denying it or hiding it.
There's a lot of entitlement in this society or country, or I don't know, whatever, but in different, in different places, whether it be racist, whether it be sexual, I don't know. It just seems entitlement seems very prevalent lately.
Yeah.
Or maybe it's always been there. I don't know. It just seems more so now. I guess maybe because we have an aggressive leader of the country. He's so aggressive and obnoxious.
What is happening with the country is not normal.
No.
Nothing is normal right now. So.
There's an aggression that's
Again,
not
I want to say, anyone
normal.
listening, the Donald Trump presidency, there's nothing normal about it.
And we don't
I was even watching an article, I was listening to this guy talk who's been analyzing Trump's behavior. He's like, there is 4 types of tweets. So they're starting to figure out the way he works, and it's all like an authoritarian.
It is.
This is an authoritarian takeover if we allow it.
Right.
Let's not let democracy go away. And then you know what's scary? These 30% idiots. They're all white, they're all ignorant, and they're all assholes.
They're so ignorant, and they don't understand that they've voted against their best interests.
They're so there is a new type of racism that sort of denies its racism. I don't know how to put it, but
they feel entitled to it. That's
exactly.
The thing.
They feel entitled. It's like, and they're mad. They'll never admit it, but they're just kind of mad about it.
I know.
It's just so
of course they're mad about it.
And it's this 30%. You know what I think you'll find? The same 30% are racist fucks. That same 30% are ignorant fucks. I don't know why we're giving this 30% so much power.
I don't know either. Well, because that's the only people that will support him.
And again, 100%. Folks, I'm sorry if this is not your cup of tea. If you're a Trump supporter and you're like, oh, why are you picking on him? Because this is not normal. We're sorry.
I don't think there's much. I mean, there's people.
There are a few out there still. But, again, this is for my own sanity. This is not normal. What is going on?
Yeah, and people
none of
need
this is
to
normal.
really.
None of this is good,
and it's good to talk about too.
This is all very scary shit. This is like the end of democracy kind of shit.
Yeah.
So, anyway.
But people are starting to...
But I'm crazy.
People are starting to speak out, too. Senators are
and
starting to...
people are like, oh my God, it was Hillary Clinton who was behind the fucking thing. You know what they're going to find out? Here's the thing. That research being paid for by Clinton and some Republican, in the end, is going to make it more legitimate and less crazy.
It's so fucked up that like Hillary news was like at the top of the news this morning. What the hell was that about?
It's that document, the dossier.
Yeah.
They were involved. They helped fund it.
Yeah, well.
Oh, what do you do? It's opposition research.
Of course.
Here's what's funny. Here's the thing that they can't wrap their head around. It's right. All of it has been corroborated. The only thing they haven't corroborated is the dirty sex story. And let's be honest. You don't think Donald Trump did that?
Oh, my God.
You don't think Donald Trump did that? Grab him by the pussy?
Oh, my God. He did it and more. I want to see every bit of that tape. I can't wait to see it. Because you know what? He did that and he did
You don't think a man who says this...
Grab him by the pussy?
Yeah.
He did that. He does...
A man who mocks disabled?
He does the most disgusting things.
I don't remember. He's going like, I don't remember. Maybe that's what I said.
He does so many things.
Just remember.
I was a really good student at the best school. I'm like a smart guy.
Never say that.
Anyone who
tells you they're smart is a dummy. Is always a dummy. Only a dummy has to tell you they're smart. Only a dummy.
The guy who challenged, what did he challenged Price to an IQ test?
Remember, stamina means penis to Trump.
She doesn't have the look. She doesn't have the stamina.
She doesn't have the
stamina.
Stamina means erect penis.
She does have the stamina to be
president. She doesn't have a cock like mine.
Yeah, it's very simple. The Trumpism is very simple. It's like he asks himself, what would a giant erect penis do?
At 71, I doubt he's got a huge giant erect penis.
He doesn't.
Come on.
But that's what he asks himself. You know, like, what would an erect penis do? You know, people ask, what would Jesus do? He asks himself, what would an erect penis do? He would stick it. He would poke himself everywhere.
He totally would.
He would come on everything.
He would be touching it all the time. Yeah, he would be touching it all the time.
I have a great relationship with the
With
blacks.
my penis.
I've always had a great relationship with the blacks.
You know what? Look at my African American over here. Look at him. Number one, I am the least anti-Semitic person that you've ever seen in your entire life.
You Schwarzes.
He lies like every day.
Every day
he lies.
Every fucking day.
I am
There's
the least
nothing normal about this
motherfucker you'll ever meet. Everyone's saying it.
Oh my God!
Everybody many people says it.
We could be infested with these things.
So many people are saying it. I'm the least anti-Semitic person you'll ever see.
Yes, because you have to measure people for that. Because people have to be measured in most anti-Semitic to least, and he's the least.
Thanks, Mr. Poopy Butthole. I always could count on you.
Mr. Poopy Butthole. He makes everything better.
All right, enough. Okay, this has been the Trump Minute.
Yeah, we needed to get it out.
Reality break.
Sometimes you just need, it's like a burst that comes out, and then you're done.
Actually,
Thanks, guys.
I think we're probably done with the
the
Smed
Smed lines, and we love you, Kevin.
Smed lines became a Trump rant.
Thank you for just like your awesomeness and your kindness, sir, and all of this, wreck of whatever's going on. You're the light.
This has been the Smedlines with Gene Holden.
Oh shit! It's that man.
All right, we're back. And there was actually another thing we should talk about.
Okay.
All right. So, for the first time, we've never done this before. We've never gone to our audience and said, we're creating something for you to purchase. We've asked for help with a film, and, we had a great response. But now, for the first time, we're gonna put something out, and we're going to say, hey, we're going to ask that if you are a fan of the show and you like us and you want to support us, this is a good way to support us because we're putting out a little T-Bane Christmas song and mixtape. It'll have about 6 songs, 7 songs.
It's T-Bane.
One of them will be a Christmas tune.
Holiday mixtape.
Yes, a holiday tune. I already know the title is TTT on that one.
Yeah.
And we'll probably drop another song between now and then. And 2 of the songs that you're familiar with if you've been on, if you've listened to the show with any regularity, you already know. So we're looking to drop the new mix on Black Friday.
Black Friday. Mm-hmm.
We'll give you more details as we get going, as we get closer. But just want to prime the pump that the T-Bane mix will be on sale. It'll be relatively, I think it'll be like $4.99 or $5. Probably $5 because I hate that $4.99 crap.
Yeah, just straight up.
Yeah, and it'll be
straight up $5.
You'll get a little EP essentially of T-Bane.
It's been fun. It's been T-Bane.
I'm just not sure where we're going to distribute it yet. I mean, it may be just available through SoundCloud, but as we finalize, we'll figure it out and we'll keep you in the loop. But just letting you know that finally, we need your help on this one. We could really, use your assistance. And as to the T-Bane thing, I have to say it's been a personal love, not just of mine, but like our whole family,
it's
like
so...
Jean and Kevin, Cameron, and Maura too is starting to get involved too, and it's just a lot of fun. As I've said, I felt originally like we were just ripping off Kevin. And we were just sort of taking the Bane bit that they were doing, the stand-up Bane, and we were just kind of doing our own version of it over here. But it wasn't like until T-Bane came along.
Oh, my God, T-Bane.
That upped it, and it became like, oh, now it's hip-hop. And it feels like we're taking it in our own direction.
Right, it's so perfect.
As we like to, we have, it gives us so much, like we goof off,
right.
Like we think of all kinds of ideas to do with them in the off hours and shit.
And it helps because our kids like hip hop. I like hip hop. I mean, Scott does too. I mean, in his own way.
Yeah. So,
but it's kind of helped.
Yeah, it's been a lot of fun. So this is not like some shit like project.
Right.
That you're getting a labor of love here. We enjoy this. We get. Even the 2 songs I released, I love. I sing quietly to myself.
Oh my God, they're so contagious.
Particularly that second one, the fucking pumpkin spice latte one. I will actually. TSL. Oh my God, I can't tell you how many times I found myself singing it to myself. So
TSL.
Yes. Shh. That's a secret. That's only the second time.
I'm sorry.
Yeah,
I'm
you're
sorry.
letting out my T-Bane secrets. So look forward to the T-Bane holiday mixtape, which will be out on Black Friday, and more details to come. So, but we're excited about that, and should be a lot of fun. We're putting some work in this, so enjoy. All right, now I guess I need a swish, because our next guest is a pair that you will know. Now, I want to apologize because the way we did this interview was in a room, and I was using a shotgun type mic, and it was basically you're going to hear some mic handling, folks. You're going to hear some mic and recorder handling during this interview. There's not a lot I could do about it just because of the way we set it up. So it's not our usual interview quality, but it's a great interview. It's a lot of fun. We enjoyed meeting these people. And I'm talking about, who am I talking about, Jean? Help me out over here.
Joe Bagnole.
And
Donna Jeanne.
And they were both in Clerks. And they also recently did cameos in shooting Clerks as well.
They sure did. And they're adorable.
And they kind of have a piece in the View Askew history as being the owners of the First Aveanue Playhouse, which is the place that Kevin auditioned many of the players that came out of Clerks.
And I'd like to make a correction, an edge of a correction.
Okay.
In the previous, our last episode, I think I said the Second Aveanue Playhouse, so I do apologize.
You did, but I've done that too.
Yeah, so
I don't even know why.
Please forgive us. It's the First Aveanue Playhouse.
First Avenue
I don't
Playhouse.
know why we said second. I don't know because it couldn't be the first, but it is the first. It's the First Avenue Playhouse in Atlantic Highlands.
In Atlantic Highlands. Now, also, this is just an aside, but I'm so glad we did this interview. A little short film has sort of blossomed out of this meeting.
I'm so excited.
In that, also set up in the First Avenue Playhouse is this marionette stage and workshop. And there's a guy who is from Eastern Europe somewhere who, is essentially, one of the last guys doing this dying out art form. So we're shooting a little doc about it. It's just going to be a short film, something that we hope to also include on, ultimately on the podcast movie. Maybe it'll be an extra. So
right.
But
his name is Joe. I don't want to get too further into it, but Joe and John are the two gentlemen I've been speaking with, and they're so amazing and excited and enthusiastic about this.
Yeah, matter of fact, this weekend we're going to be shooting. They're doing their Halloween show.
It's going to be such a sweet project,
and we're going to be there shooting, that footage of that event for the film.
Yeah, so. It's a really sweet it's going to be a sweet story, and it's just like a delicate, and it's just the whole thing is very sweet.
To me, it's pretty. I mean, I already know the title,
Right.
So
we're not gonna tell you because that's spoilers, but it's just
no, I already know it. It's a dying art on strings.
Yeah, a passion. That
is the name of it will be the title.
Yeah, it's just really, really sweet. So. More to come. We'll share with you guys as we move along. It's not going to take as long, obviously, as the movie, but we'll definitely let you know.
Yes. And so, I'm editing.
Right.
Michael's editing the other one.
Right.
So it's a much smaller scope.
Right.
It'll be like a 20-minute movie.
Right.
When it's all done, and it's just something that I felt like I wanted to do because if I didn't do it, I don't know anyone would. So. And a couple people kind of said that too.
Yeah, I mean, and this is something that the listeners can take from this. Like, if you have a project that you're thinking of doing, do it because someone could do it before you.
Yeah, or if
you
don't
do it,
never
get done.
Or if you don't do it, exactly,
and
it
then
can never
what
get
happens?
done. And or if you have an idea. And say you don't have the resources, start talking to other people that might.
Right.
Because then they get involved. And then that
don't just let it slide.
Compounds. I mean, that's really a lot of the docs that we put together. If Bob Hawke didn't get excited talking to us about them, I don't know that they would have gone anywhere.
Right. If there isn't enthusiasm, because not only one person can have all the enthusiasm for all of it.
Yes, we drove that poor man nuts for the first few months of that.
Right. But having other people to bounce ideas off of, it's like the best thing ever. And just don't let something just die like that, because you don't want to be, sick or like something could happen and just be like, oh my God, I never did that and I wanted to do it and what happened and no one's going to do it and how is the story ever going to be told? It's not going to, because you didn't do it. So just try it at least.
Because
give it
you
a shot.
Sucked. No.
Because you did it wrong. No.
But anyway,
that's not what I meant. Just don't
all
let
right,
it go.
We're going off on a tangent here.
Just don't
Let's
let
get
it go.
back to our guests. All this comes from the fact that we sat down and talked with these awesome people. Now, if you remember, Joe Bagnole, his role in the original Clerks was he's the guy who sits, who has the honor of waiting at the cash register while the cat takes a dump at the litter box, which they just happen to have. Someone was cleaning. It was kind of the incident. The cat just dumps there with the customer.
His face is so funny.
And then Donna Jeanne is actually, she has a big scene because she's opposite Randall. She's the one who, lays a cunning attempt to try and trick her.
Yes.
So
she's adorable.
Yeah, and she's it's so funny. You go back and look at that footage. She's in the Reebok sneakers, the high top moms with the tights and the whole. She's in total 80s mom mode.
Totally.
So, anyway, all right. Well, and then recently they've been on shooting Clerks, where they reprise those roles. They have a nice little cameo in the film where they even swear. So
they do.
But sit down and hear about what that was like for them to get to be involved in this crazy world that is part of Kevin's world. And without any further ado, here's Joe Bagnole and Donna Jeanne. And I'm going to even play this because I got it queued up.
And now, here's our guest.
So where are we?
So we are at the First Aveanue Playhouse in Atlantic Highlands with Joe and Donna Jeanne. Donna Jeanne. That's the way we say it now.
And how might our Oh, is that how we say it? We're getting all
From
sorts-
Clerks, as well as shooting Clerks. And we're just going to find more about these guys because I'm so excited.
Okay.
Let's check it out. Okay. So
Tell us about how you fell in with Kevin Smith.
That's easy.
Mr. Bash.
He just walked in the door.
Really, that's it?
He walked in the front door and he said to me he was shooting a movie. And he wanted to know if we could help him with rehearsal or auditioning people because he's run out of money. And he had no money left to do it. So I gave him the okay. And
So he came to you last, like he's at the end of his rope.
End of the rope, yeah. He was
and you, like, if you had said no, it would have been like, what do I
yeah,
do now?
he would never have made the show.
So you're the reason why his Clerks was made.
Absolutely.
You're responsible.
Well.
So how long did the process take?
Well, it was okay. I mean, from there, I sent out.
Had that big storm happened yet?
No.
Oh,
I don't
the
think
big
so.
storm that sort of. There was a storm that
Sandy.
sort of.
Yeah.
Not
No,
Sandy.
it wasn't Sandy.
No.
It was before
Irene?
Sandy.
Irene.
Yeah, all I know is that because it wiped out Kevin's house, like his home,
Yes.
and
Yeah.
so he was sort of sleeping at the store and
Yeah.
stuff like that.
It seemed like that was around the time.
Had that
I think it
happened
was
yet?
Irene.
Yeah.
Not yet.
Yeah, it was.
It hadn't happened yet. Okay.
I don't think so.
So so from there, what I did was I went on our computer and sent out emails to all the actors on my database.
He asked if we could. If it
And
was
You
all right.
guys are in with like Paper Mill Playhouse or those?
No.
Those
Those are Equity
Okay.
Playhouse.
See, I know nothing about any of this.
This is community.
We're
Okay.
community theater, non-profit.
Okay. So you put the word out to the community theater group,
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
which I'm sure is
Yeah.
Huge.
extensive.
These are actors that have acted in theaters all over the place.
Yeah, yeah.
You know.
Like we have Brundage Park
We have
Playhouse.
Brundage Park in Randolph.
Is that
Yeah.
community?
Brundage Park.
I have no idea.
It's probably So it's probably along the same wheelhouse as here.
You know, so outside of the friends that he brought along
Right.
himself, all the actors were from here.
Okay.
Brian O'Halloran.
Brian was
So you just shot out emails.
shot out emails
And said what?
at
Like,
a
what did
date,
you-
like on such and such a day, we're going to have auditions for a movie.
Okay.
Anyone interested? Please come at 7:30.
And I think that Brian said he missed the first audition.
He did. I thought he was perfect for it.
Okay.
Myself.
He was right age.
He was the right age. He was. I know him as an actor. I knew his capabilities as
Okay,
an
so you had seen Brian before. This is
Oh,
this is
yeah.
a
He
lot.
performed at our theater
all,
several times.
all of these people that came from here were actors.
Now,
They
he
performed at our
read.
theater.
I've seen the audition footage. He
Mhm.
read. What was it from?
I don't remember.
Yeah, it was very like.
Because we saw that play, and it was done by. When we saw it, it was Marissa Tomei, and the director.
Yeah.
Shoot.
It's okay. Quentin Tarantino.
Quentin Tarantino played
In the Dark or something.
Brian's role.
Wait until dark.
Wait until dark, and
See
that's
the memory?
it took a
Can
minute
you
to
see
get.
my memory? How good it is.
So I remember him doing. I remember seeing the footage, and I remember seeing that Brian had chops.
Yes.
So yes.
Yeah.
So that was his audition. How like?
Well, he didn't show up the first night.
Okay, yeah.
And I thought he was right for the part, so I called him the next day.
Oh, see?
And I said, Brian, we're having another audition tonight. It's callbacks. We're going to have another audition tonight. You got to come.
Yeah.
So he came.
Yeah. Come, or you're like.
Yeah.
And he
not
also.
gonna get it.
Marilyn came too, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Was that first night or second night?
She came on with him the second
Oh
night.
wow! Okay.
Now, was she someone that you had emailed, or?
I don't
you
think
would
I had
know?
her email address because she hadn't been here in quite a while.
Oh, they came together. That's interesting.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So okay.
And she cried. That was the
Her
big thing
hers
with her.
was amazing. Like, what did you feel about that? Like her
Did you
audition.
see their performances?
Did you see the auditions?
Yeah.
Or you did? Okay.
Yeah.
How did you? What did you think?
No, I thought they were excellent,
Yeah.
both of them. You know, everybody that, matter of fact, everybody that auditioned was great.
Yeah.
I was the only one that was not.
I was going to say, did you read? Did you read it all?
No.
He just said you're in.
He just said to do me a favor by putting me in the film because I was helping him out. Okay,
Aw,
He's I got the
see?
perfect part for you. Don't worry.
Such a hustler.
That's how we paid you back.
Never told me that it was the cat that I had to get involved with.
Yeah, how did you feel about that?
I wonder if he even knew that.
No, I didn't know that.
Well,
I
he
wonder if
said
he even knew
he wouldn't have to say a word. He would just. They wanted to tape his face.
He just had to look
okay,
uncomfortable. For
and Joe said if you could make a cat take a crap on cue, he would do it. So.
Okay.
And
they
they
had
did.
a young man chase
Right?
the cat. Every time the cat looked like it had to go,
It
would frighten him, and it would run away. And they kept doing it throughout the day. So by the time that
Throughout the
poor
night.
cat was ready
Throughout the night, you're right.
to
Yeah.
go, because it was after they closed. So
The
after
shooting
11.
with me was scheduled for 11:30 at night.
Yeah, and it was about 12:30 it got
Right.
done. Well, that poor cat had to go so bad that he saw the kitty litter. He went in there, and they just, taped Joe's face as he watched the cat take a crap. Yeah,
Now your scene
yeah, was in the video store.
and very pinnacle because your scene sort of lays out who Randall is. You know what I mean? Like in that scene, you see exactly who Randall is as a character. How many takes?
One.
One take. Oh, one take.
That's how good she is.
She's a pro.
We did it once.
Did you read?
off the camp? No, I don't believe I even
See, you
read.
didn't have to read, so you were
No.
also cast.
Yeah,
as
but he said, let's run it. So we ran it once off camera, so that we saw that we had our lines. He said, okay, let's tape it. And I said, okay. We did it. And I said, second take. And he said, why?
Yes, you only had so much fun.
It was perfect.
Yeah.
So, one take.
I'm sure he would learn eventually security. But so I always got the impression, both from the script, Kevin really thought like a theater person. If you read that script, that could have been a play. You could have set the convenience store on a stage.
Oh, sure.
I mean, it was a static.
Yeah.
Did it feel like when he was directing? Did it feel like he was directing a play?
He
Or
got
was
it.
it too
He got
technical?
into the scenes.
Yeah.
He was.
Because it feels like he cares more about that.
Yeah, he laughed the loudest than anybody because when it was happening with me,
Yeah.
they broke up behind me. There
Oh,
was
my God,
There was no
everybody.
sound. They were on the floor laughing.
It's a brilliant scene.
Yeah.
I've seen it so many times I don't even think about it anymore. To tell you the
I know.
truth. I mean, it's
Yeah.
just like it happened. But
So we were the one-take wonders.
wow, yes, that's amazing. All you had to do was react. You were
That's all.
Oh yeah, your face.
You were a spit take essentially.
Yeah. That uncomfortable waiting.
Yeah.
Like that waiting for it to happen, and like it happens. You were
So how did it feel being a supporting
What's it
actor?
gonna do?
Smell,
Lenin's tomb.
Lenon's tomb.
The cat. And it was Vinny's cat.
Was it?
Yeah,
That's true. You were the supporting actor right then.
Yeah,
To the cat.
The cat's performance was
Impeccable.
was amazing.
That's crazy.
Yeah, it was
Suddenly-
one-take wonder for the cat, too.
Yes, he was. Yeah.
That poor
Yeah.
cat.
Wait, didn't they say that they tried it once? They didn't go. I don't know.
It sounded like the cat had to go all day and he couldn't go.
Yeah.
They never tried it before with me.
Yeah.
Just the one time.
Yeah. A cat wrangler.
Well, they didn't have another chance because the cat was going then.
Yeah.
He had to do it right.
Yeah.
And so that lands you your role in Shooting Clerks all these many, many years later,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
where you two are arguing.
I know. That he had us do that, what? How long after the
And you guys
actual
shot in the
movie?
actual store, didn't you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
A different store. It was down in Long
Long
Branch.
Branch.
Long Branch.
Oh, the secret's out. It wasn't
Oh.
actually in the real spot.
No.
I was thinking it was.
That one where we argued was somewhere else.
Yeah.
That was so fun.
And
Oh.
what they did is they took snippets from the original show.
Mm-hmm.
Because Screw You is what I said to the video store. In the video store
Really?
scene. Yes, it wasn't in the convenience store. I never interacted with him in the movie. Ever.
No, that I know. That I know.
Right.
Yeah.
But Screw You was the line I used as
Oh,
I
they
left
didn't-
the
I was
video
thinking,
store.
Did they actually take it out? I was thinking they ADR'd it. I'm like, no, okay. I
No,
gotcha,
it's from the original.
Yeah, yeah,
But
yeah.
they just
They melded
remixed
together.
it.
And yes,
Yeah.
and they also made it so that, I mean, it is a great movie in that, as a fan like me, I know, like, all the little things that are going on because I'm a super fan.
Yeah.
But I don't know if all the outside, the casual fans are going to know until they start to do a little research and be like, almost everyone in that movie is associated with the original film, except for the Scottish people.
That's right.
And me.
Yeah,
But I was just a huge fan.
Yeah.
Well, one thing, I'm sure everybody knows by now, but most of the people in the original Clerks came from First Avenue.
I said that.
That's right. That's right.
No,
there was an actor
no,
actually.
he said he was talking about the actual original Clerks.
Yeah, well, I was talking about Shooting Clerks.
Yeah.
But yes, in the original, yes. There was a guy who's passed also. I was like, when I heard he passed, I was like, darn, I would have loved to have him on the show. He's only in the movie for a minute, but he does a performance turn that just, blows my mind. And I'm pretty sure he did come out of First Avenue, because I remember I was talking to Brian about it. He's the guy who's, I think, Randall spits coffee at him.
Gary Stern.
Gary Stern.
Is that him? And he's like, I'll never
He's
come
one
in
of
here
our
again.
founders.
He's one of our founders here.
And he has passed. And his wife is passed.
He does such an amazing, in the little bit of performance.
He was a great actor.
He does this. He does this. Exactly. He does this turn that is like,
so
I'll never come in here again.
Yeah.
So
the minute you said that, we knew who it was.
Yeah. It's just that. From where he was like literally about to kill the guy.
Yeah.
And then he just dials it down.
And he just stayed there.
Subtle, and I always wanted to talk to him just about that. But and then I heard he was done. I'm like, darn. I'm probably the only person who's ever been obsessed with that scene. But I do
And he
love
came
that
from
turn.
here too. He came from.
He's
the
one
First
of our
Avenue.
founders.
He was a founder
There,
here.
yeah, there were 6 people, 3 couples that we started this.
How did that work?
We're the only 2 left.
So
We had a different company called the On Stage Theater Company. We were a traveling company that went to different restaurants and performed, but we got tired of it, tired of lugging the set pieces, tired of all that. And finally, a friend of mine had a store down the street, and he said, "Why don't you use that?" They moved out. I said, "Yeah, sure." So we tried it. It was only a 48-seat house.
Yeah.
But
we were packed every night.
But we were packed every night. So then this came around. And
and the stage was this high from the floor.
Yeah.
People used to sit with their feet.
Yeah.
So you guys are old stage hand. You guys are old theater people.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
Sandbag crowd.
okay, now I'm going to blow some credits to him.
Yes, please.
Okay.
Please do.
When we met, he knew nothing about theater, had no concept whatsoever. I was the one that loved theater. I've always acted.
Right.
And
Still does.
And and we started with Walter Bourne up in Aberdeen. Okay, and I was doing shows with Walter Bourne at the Lloyd School. Okay, and Joe would babysit my son. And finally he said, wow, if I'm going to see her, I better start helping out backstage. So he started coming with me, and Walter Bourne taught him how to do lighting, how to do stage managing, how to direct, literally. And that's what got him involved.
And stage managing is directing.
Yeah. And
that's how he's Scott. I'm sorry, I'm saying he like everyone's seeing me. That's how he started too, sound and lighting and directing. Is that great?
True.
It's true. That's how we met George Carlin.
Around
sound
music,
and lighting.
but it's the same.
Oh,
It's
see,
all the same.
there you go.
Isn't it?
It's all about the eyes.
And then
Still the ABC lighting thing.
Well, see, but you needed to be receptive to it.
Yeah.
Someone
of
was
course.
showing you something. That was something you needed to be interested in.
Oh, yes.
So you
And
just
back
grabbed
then.
on and loved it, right?
Yes. And then I started doing some shows
And that's
at Temple
Bob Hawke's
Beth Am
background, too, by
in
the way.
Aberdeen.
Okay, now who was that again?
Temple Beth Am.
Okay, Temple Beth Am. Okay.
Okay, that's where we met.
Aberdeen.
That's where we met Norman Posner and his wife Gilda, and Gary Stern and Louise Traynor.
Wow, I know these names.
And they got friendly with us because we were all of an age,
Right.
and that's how the concept grew. And we were having our house renovated, and the gentleman who was renovating it had that little store down the street as a jewelry store, and he closed it up and said, I have a building that you might be interested in renting. And that's what started. And it was that little store. It was
charming.
Brick facade. The walls were brick. There was a steel
circular staircase.
Circular staircase, and we used it.
It was on the stage.
Yeah, we had to incorporate it into all of our shows.
Yeah.
To exit, there was only one exit. Two. Up the stairway or back through the little previous kitchen and out the back door. And then we'd run around and then go up. If you had to use the restroom, you had to go outside the building, turn, and go in the other door, up the stairs. And
How did you get food out? Or did you do food?
No, we didn't do food then. But we did desserts. We still used the little kitchen, and there was a tiny bathroom, and that's where we...
It was the big hit of dessert.
Dessert, of course. Yeah,
Of course. There was only one other theater.
We were the only theater doing it at the time.
But Hopewell was doing it.
Oh, well, that's a little bit...
Yeah, we were the only ones in Monmouth County.
Yeah.
Now everybody in Monmouth County does it.
Right.
If you do the right thing in the right
Dessert,
place, people are going to come because
what
else is
I mean, theater makes you happy, dessert makes you happy, coffee makes tea,
And
coffee,
we
all
did
that.
quality performances from the get-go.
So you did did you do full shows?
Oh, yes.
So
And we did one show a month.
Broadway
We
shows.
still continue to do so.
Really?
One show a month, 12 shows
We're
a
Morris
year.
County, so
For
we're
29 years, going on 30.
We have the Morristown Theater, which changed.
Oh, the Morristown Theater, which is the center of Morristown.
Now it's like...
Now it's the Morristown something. I don't forget what it is, but I think.
Although
it's
it actually isn't bad because I know I get some lighting gigs every now and then.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah.
So I mean, there's a lot, but something like this is it's not very common.
We watched people make friends here.
Yeah, they
because
come.
you sit people 6 to a table.
Right.
So couples would come in, we sit them together, and they would talk, and before you know it, they were coming to shows together.
Yeah, and they're walking out together. And making plans for the next.
So what are
time.
some of the plays you've done? Just talk.
Oh, we've done.
my God.
What are
Go
some of
get
your
the
favorites?
paper, Joe.
What are some of your
Oh,
favorites?
okay. Well, I just finished
Nonsense?
Nonsense.
I love Nonsense.
It's one of our biggest all-time money makers.
I believe it.
We've done Nonsense, Nonsense 2, Nun-Crackers, Nun-Sensations. I think that's
Nuns
it.
on the
Out
Run?
of or
Just thinking of another movie.
That's
Sister Act,
Nuns
No.
on the Run is the British
Yeah.
guy.
But for
Eric
our
Idle and
25th anniversary, you might want to take a picture of it. It's up on the wall. I make collages for all the shows I'm in.
That one right there?
Or I direct.
No, not that one.
No,
Out in the theater.
Yeah.
I was going to say, because that's amazing.
I make collages. They don't get paid. They do it for the love, for the passion of theater.
You're talking about the actors.
The actors. So
And the chops.
I started making collages for them with the playbill and pictures that they are
And each one
in and a group shot. So they have mementos. People have whole walls now if they've done a lot of shows with me. I don't make it for shows I'm not in because I just can't.
That's too, yeah.
Yeah, but so Nonsense is one of the favorites. I did Born Yesterday. Okay, which is one of my favorites because Phil Dorian, he's a critic.
Mm-hmm.
He critiqued the show.
Good.
He loved me. Gave me a great review. Years later, when it came back on Broadway, he called up and asked my husband if he could take me to see the Broadway production of it.
That's amazing.
And he did. He took me out to dinner. We went to see the Broadway show.
How did that make you feel?
And I said, wow, this is wonderful. Thank you. I guess you liked our... He said, I wouldn't have asked you if I didn't think you had been fantastic. So,
Wow.
yeah. So that was so cool. So that's one of my definitely favorites. Oh, Little Foxes, another.
Little Foxes.
Oh my God, I
know
played
that.
Regina.
Yes,
of
I
course.
know.
Little Foxes.
I get to do all the best parts.
You do.
The Regina.
Wait, do you have anything to do with that? The fact
No.
that she gets all the best parts?
Oh no, I
Not at all.
audition just like everybody
Oh,
else.
you do?
Oh yes, I do. I mean, now we tend to pre-cast sometimes,
Right.
like Savannah Sipping Society.
Okay.
I
Yeah,
was
you must
not
know-
doing a show this summer. I took the summer off. Barry Pregg, one of our directors, decided to do Savannah Sipping Society. He was going to do the foursome, which is 4 golfers. He couldn't get the guys.
Right.
So he went for the women. And we had read parts of it last year before we did Jenny's House of Joy, another favorite of mine.
Right.
Oh my God, I got to play an old hooker in the Wild West.
Good
I
girl.
loved it. Okay. Yeah.
Best little whorehouse in Texas.
But along the lines, yeah. So anyways, so...
Are you guys more into... Do you guys do musical?
They're very
more play?
expensive.
More the musicals are.
Yeah, we
The
we have done them.
We've done them.
They're hard.
Nonsense.
I got you.
Nonsense is
Yeah. Oh, yeah, because
nonsense
nonsense is, yeah.
But we get guaranteed big houses.
Yeah.
So what we do a lot of are musical reviews.
Okay.
Right.
And as long as you don't do more than 3 songs from any one show in that review, you don't have to pay royalties.
Really?
The tricks of the trade.
So,
The same thing with
Reviews
that's
are
what
fun,
we do.
though. Those are fun.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, we have a great time
Oh,
with
yeah.
those.
There's a musical review on Broadway right now. What's his name shows? I'm pretty sure.
Oh.
Oh, I can't think of it, but because I remember they're saying it's a collection of this guy's song material.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it's probably like
Jerry
Sure,
Orbach.
this is probably a whole bunch of it.
No,
We're
he
just-
was.
Who did
but,
42nd Street?
We're just finishing up with the Philadelphia story right now. That was a Katharine Hepburn.
Yeah.
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 I saw the movie.
She's one of my
And
favorites.
Cary Grant, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm. And Jimmy Stewart.
And Jimmy Stewart.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
Not
a very
quite.
Now,
interesting.
do you also act, Joe, in any
No.
of these?
He
No.
did one show.
They might.
I have to tell you
Yes,
this
No,
tell
story.
let
us
me-
the story.
Okay, you
I
want to
need
tell it?
this.
You
Yeah,
tell
I
it.
gotta
You
tell
tell
it.
it.
I'm gonna get this one.
my partner said to me when we first started, they said to me, "We're going to get you on stage," and I just no, never. I would turn red as a beet, and I wouldn't know the lines, so don't forget about it. So about a year or so went by. I forget how long was it?
Oh no, it's about 2
or 3 years went by,
Yeah.
and they came to me. We got the show for you. What is it? I said, "What is it?" You just go on stage, you say one line,
At
and
the end of the show.
and the lights go out. You don't have to worry about anything. Well, I was a wreck doing that
Yeah,
show.
it was lunch hour.
I mean, I was practicing lines forever,
He
and it was only one
He
line.
was a taxi driver who comes.
So when the show ended, it was about a psychiatrist was fixing all the problems of people, and
Mary.
somebody said to him, "So how did the phone kept ringing? And he would answer it, and who did you call? All these times." He said, "It's a big secret." And then I'd walk in and said, "Someone here call for a cab?" Okay.
And that was the end of the show.
and
He's back here
And you
pacing.
were so nervous about
Oh my God!
So
He
you're the
would say,
button.
"Yeah."
So then from there on, I just direct and produce.
All the pressure.
Yeah. Well, when Scott was in shooting Clerks, it was the same sort of thing.
Yeah.
He didn't have many. It was a very short, but it was like, oh my God.
It was like
I
4 or
do
5
right,
lines, but
and
none
then
of
I
which
got the
really
wig,
should make
and then I got
the movie at all.
It's like all the
Yeah.
mind games that were going on. It's like, it's going to be okay. You have me, you have the DP, everything's going to be fine. We're going to do your lines. But you go through.
Yeah.
We happened, the audience. The audience was a lot of actors in it, so
Yeah, they came to see him.
They erupted.
They came to see
It was
you.
opening night.
They erupted.
course.
So
We had a critic
You
there.
had a critic, and the headline of the critic
Review.
was. Excuse me. Can I finish talking? This is where the don't get a word in.
That's okay.
The critic liner was one liner brings down the show.
See?
Yeah.
And that was cool.
So, and then you didn't get the bug from that.
No.
Oh no.
No, you got the opposite. It was like almost like it was like
Yeah,
a turn.
yeah. That confirmed all my thoughts.
See,
They
I've
loved you.
always,
They loved you.
I've always found that before any kind of performance, I do go through a very nervous experience. But
Yeah.
the second
Like
I
the
hit the
pacing.
stage,
Oh yeah.
boom, it's gone.
Yeah.
Like if I know what
Yeah.
I'm doing,
Yeah.
if I got to say a
Oh
line.
yeah,
or-
because you're confident. It's
Yeah,
just like you're
it's
scared of
just
like the
that.
unknown or something.
It's performance anxiety.
That's
Performance
Oh,
anxiety.
it
It's-
scared the hell out of me.
Yeah, yeah.
See?
So I
And
stepped on the stage, and all the lights were on, and I could see the
Yeah.
people. Forget about
Well,
it.
see, and he had the
And
opposite
that's the good
effect.
thing
You all
about the
wanted
lights.
more of it.
The
But
lights
isn't it fun?
blind you from the crowd, so there could be like 30,000 gorillas out there. You wouldn't
Yeah.
know it because
Right.
you can't see anything.
Well, I have a philosophy: don't break the fourth wall unless you have to.
Absolutely.
Unless you're called on to do it.
And you're the
So-
total opposite. You got on stage and loved it. You right away.
Yeah.
Now, had you always been acting? Even
when
you
I
were
was a little girl, we would do variety shows in the back of the house and charge our families $0.25 to come see it. And we would mime songs.
Right.
Like, and then we would do little dances, and I'd do choreography for them. But I never got a lead in a show until, believe it or not, I was 27 years old. I had been married, getting a divorce, had my son. I'd been in a car accident and broken the septum, and I had to have nose surgery. And I had to have surgery on my nose. And the doctor said, as long as I'm in there, because he's a friend of my father was a doctor, why don't we just tuck up your nose a little bit and take the bump out? Because I had a classical Spanish nose. I'm half Spanish. And I said, okay. So outside of the operating room, I said, forget about it. Just fix the nose. He said, but we've come so far. So I said, okay. The first year, I hated my nose. But 3 weeks after I had my nose surgery, I got my first lead in a musical. My voice never changed.
That's what I was going to ask you.
My quality of tone never changed. My acting ability never changed. My profile changed.
It was your profile.
My profile.
Whoa. And that's what did it, you think?
Yeah,
I know that's what did it because I've done nothing but lead work ever since. And I auditioned for years before that, and I got chorus.
Really?
Well, what is Kevin doing now?
What is he's about to start shooting Jay and Silent Bob rebooted.
He's doing Jay and Silent Bob rebooted. He has like 4 or 5 podcasts.
Yeah. And he does the TV show, Comic Book Men. What else does he do? He's everywhere.
He's directing Supergirl on the CW.
IMDb will also hire him to do interviews for them during Comic-Con.
Yeah.
So he just hangs out on the IMDb
Kevin is all over the place. He does a lot of
We've
spoken word.
seen him do bit parts in major.
Like remember when
that too. He's done that
pictures.
too. Yeah.
Can trace my origins. Any success I have, in a sense, I can pass down to Clerks.
Right.
Well, even us.
Yeah.
Even us. We went to Atlantic City. What, a year after the movie came out?
A little bit more than that.
Really?
About 2 years.
We went down to Atlantic City. We were going to spend the night, which is very rare. Most of the time we just drive back.
Right.
And so we were checking in, and the receptionist there, the guy, he went, oh my God, you guys are from Clerks.
See?
Everybody, look, these guys were in you were in Clerks, right? And we, yeah. Oh my God, they signed autographs.
People used to blow their horns as they passed me on the street.
See?
Here,
Yeah, I can totally see that.
Absolutely.
And
because
when
it's obviously you in the movie.
Yeah.
I mean,
when I go to the convenience store once in a while, there are people pulling up with cameras, especially Orientals, Chinese, swear to God, cameras. And they see me, they go, and I say hello.
Do you still have those tennis shoes that you wore in that scene? The Reeboks? Those are like those were the classic mom shoes.
But listen, they're in style again now.
Probably, I don't know, but I probably do. I never get rid of anything. Ask my husband.
I think that
I have costumes.
Shooting everything. Oh, our costumes, of course.
Yeah.
I think that shooting Clerks, like so you guys weren't there. You didn't see Kevin's reaction. We have some of the
Yeah, we did.
we could show you. But yeah, he was really moved by it all.
Really?
Yeah, he really was. He said he started crying almost like Christine Wonder or whatever.
Jeez.
Yeah, so he was supposed to be there.
But he was out west.
Yeah, but something happened with the plane schedule or blah blah blah, and couldn't make it out.
Yeah.
Because I had brought a birthday gift for him that I wanted to give him the first night, but everything was so crazy.
Yeah. Oh yeah, we wound up giving it to
we
Grace.
giving it to his mom.
Yes, little Grace.
She's adorable.
Yeah. Hey, you know what? She supported him. The town supported him. The area supported him. And if nothing else, we are known for Clerks. So I guess in a way, it's benefited all of us. We have the original tape without any of the background music.
No music.
Everything.
Oh, you have that too?
No, not here. But
That has become a bootleg, like that people pay a lot of money for.
Yeah.
You're kidding.
No,
Well, we have an original.
And because here's the deal, Kevin just recently talked about it. He said that someone who used to come to the store all the time
Oh yeah, he did talk about that recently.
said that they wanted to be the first person to buy a copy. So the copy that you have is one of the copies he sold to this guy. And that is the only copy he ever let out to anyone not associated with the project.
Right. And that was recently he talked about
Yeah,
that.
and
because of the
so
whole
any
shooting Clerks
bootlegs come from that copy.
We can put it on Craigslist.
I also have Bruce Springsteen's Bruce Springsteen signed my yearbook. I graduated with him, so yeah, I'm one of the very few people he ever signed the yearbook for.
That's huge.
All right, we want to take a moment to talk about Death Wish Coffee. That's right. Ladies and gentlemen, do yourself a favor and get over to deathwishcoffee.com. And there you can buy the strongest coffee known to man without a prescription.
The world's strongest coffee ever.
Yes, as proudly displayed on my wife's sweatshirt over there.
Yes, on my body, on my mug,
Yes,
on
it's
my
on my mug.
K-cups. Not
Yes, and you'll know them by their telling sign of the skull and crossbones.
It's
that tells
so
you
good.
exactly what you're in for. It's that used to be the international symbol for poison, but now it is the symbol for good damn coffee.
It's awesome. Without milk, with milk, you don't really need it because it's strong.
But
It's
not bitter?
Not bitter. So you don't even need milk. You don't even need sugar, but you can add it if you'd like. It's just really, really the perfect, strongest, most awesome coffee.
Become a junkie of Death Wish. Again, deathwishcoffee.com. Thank you very much.
Enjoy it.
And get 10% off your order at deathwishcoffee.com by using the code word ThatMan. That's right. All caps ThatMan. ThatMan to get 10% off your order. Thank you to you and to Death Wish Coffee, the strongest coffee in the world. I want to take this time to mention to you www.audibletrial.com/ThatManOnFatman. That's right, www.audibletrial.com/ThatManOnFatman. That's one word, conjunctified. Go there, sign up for your free 30-day free trial. Sign up, get a free book, a free audio book, because you don't have to go through no tedious reading. You don't have to turn no fucking pages. You don't have to do any of that bullshit. You get in your car, you put on your headphones, and you are listening to a book. You're taking a magical journey into a fictitious land. You're expanding your mind, all when you're stuck in traffic. Fucking amazing. Audiobooks. These are the wave of the future. And you can get in for free for 30 days. A free trial. And when you get your free trial, you can download a copy of Tough Shit by our Savior, Kevin Smith. That's right. Our Lord and Savior, Kevin Smith, has left words for us to follow in our lives. And we can get it for free just by signing up to audibletrial.com/ThatManOnFatman. That's right. audibletrial.com/ThatManOnFatman. Thank you. Please sign up. You'll be very happy you did.
Well, we definitely appreciate you allowing us to come in here and talk to you.
No problem.
Good.
Get all about this.
Good luck
and-
with your endeavor.
Thank you. Thank you.
Hey,
There's a
well,
lot
you
of them.
turned what was almost a desperate thing into a livelihood, which is wonderful and amazing.
Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you.
Yes.
As did you guys, really. I
I
mean,
mean-
you guys were in the theater thing, and you built all this.
Well, and you wanted to stay with your
And that is
beautiful
even
lady,
risky.
and you chose to stay in the theater. Because,
Yeah.
I mean, you could have.
I got tired of babysitting.
Got
Yeah.
tired of babysitting. Well, because you wanted to be more involved in her life, so
Yeah.
you became
Yeah.
more involved in theater. And that's,
Well,
That's right.
at the
It was
expense of his livelihood, he's actually taken a hit for that.
Yeah. If I had to do it all over again, I don't think I would.
Right.
Really?
Now, like, if you look, so what would it have been other than this? Like, what?
Well, I mean, you can't make money here. You can't make a lot of money.
Right.
You know, I was in the insurance. I was an insurance adjuster at one point. And
Okay.
Before me, though.
Yeah, before her.
But you weren't feeling the love for it, though.
Yeah, that wouldn't be,
Yeah.
I mean, believe me, I know. Like,
I should have stayed in the Army.
They'd be general?
Yeah, I'd be general.
Now you're just
funny.
General Fix-It.
Yeah. No, if it wasn't for Joe, we would not have this theater.
Right.
Because he runs it. He manages it. He does all the tough stuff, the
Right.
tough decisions, the workings of keeping things running.
The stress of paying the bills.
The paying the bills and the stress, right?
Yeah.
It is.
It's like us. I mean, we have a...
Well, I'm the producer, so
Yeah,
I do all
exactly.
like
We have
what
a
you
partnership.
do.
Yes.
I'm the producer. I do all that.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm the
I do-
creative
Stressful.
end.
And
he's the
creative.
business end.
Yeah, he's the creative.
I'm the creative, but I'm also the technical, too.
Well,
I
then
do
a lot of the-
all the... I
well,
do
the
the
sound
lighting, the
and-
sound,
the
and
sound
all
and
that
lighting,
stuff.
like we talked
she
about.
does
Yep.
the business and the guest getting. So
Right.
Yeah.
we're
Yep.
good at that end.
I do
Yeah.
directing and acting,
Right.
singing, doing that
See, I'm a
creative
drummer,
end of it.
so like to me, like group events, I love. I just end up orchestrating because as a drummer, you just learn to play with people.
Yeah.
Without,
Well, it's true.
seriously,
Well, because
no
you're
one
the
wants to hear
groove.
you by yourself.
You're like
Right.
the groove of everything.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you just kind of find the way, the rhythm.
Yeah.
And I find my biggest job as a director is cheerleader. You know, it's
Yeah.
like
Keep
"Come on,
everybody
Yeah,
enthused.
exactly. You keep everybody
Yeah.
happy, and you don't want them to be in a bad mood because then they're showing their performance, and
Yeah.
Yeah.
so you stroke them.
Yeah. Well, like we're doing Charlotte's Web right now.
You are?
So I'm
I
working
love
with
Charlotte's Web.
9 children.
Wow.
So, yeah. Yeah. It's let me tell you, they were off book, knew their lines,
Oh, wow.
knew their blocking before the adults.
I believe
Wow.
Yes.
that. I believe
impressed.
that.
Yes.
But they had no choice.
Now, what
No,
ages?
no.
What ages are they?
I'd say 9 to 11, 12.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's
They've
pretty
done
young.
theater with the Arts Council here in Atlantic Highlands,
Hmm.
and they've done, a couple of them I think have done actual performances here. But yeah,
What's a
great
cry
kids.
Oh my
Great
gosh,
kids.
Charlotte.
I'm Charlotte.
Are you?
So I'm directing and doing Charlotte. So, but I've done it twice before.
Green
Okay.
hankies.
So, yeah.
Oh,
Lots of hankies.
I know. Charlotte's was
I
a
know.
great story.
That's a cry.
My little Wilbur is the cutest kid going. He was off book in a week
Really?
for the whole show. He's amazing.
He's some
and he's
pig.
these little. He's some pig.
How old
He's
is
this-
he?
Oh, he's got to be what 9, 10. maybe?
Wow, good for him.
He is just amazing, and he knows everybody else's lines because he'll correct you, or he says, "You jumped my line. I have a line first."
Oh, good for him.
Yeah,
He's
no,
directing,
he's
too.
he's cool. The kids are cool.
They are.
Yeah, yeah.
So, why don't you tell us where
Yeah,
everyone
when's
can
it-
find you? Because we
Yeah.
want
Are
to.
you guys must be online, right?
Yeah, First Avenue.
FirstAvenuePlayhouse.com.
Okay.
And you guys have a new show once a month?
Every month
Yeah.
changes. We do 12 shows a year.
So if they go into the website, they can see the calendar.
Yeah. While one is producing on Friday, Saturday, and some Sundays, the next show is rehearsing Sunday through Thursday.
You have a full. You're
Oh
very,
yes.
You're very, very busy.
Like I'm directing this show. I'm in it. I'm directing next month's show, and I just finished the month before this.
And the
I was in
performances
Savannah
run
Sipping Society. So.
When?
Friday and Saturday nights.
Friday, Saturday night. Okay.
And a Sunday
One
matinee.
Sunday
Okay.
matinee.
And now, Donna Jeanne, how do you stick in Lucy? Lucille
Oh,
Ball.
I have
is sitting in here.
I have agents, and they book me, and I do a lot of retirement homes,
Okay.
assisted living, which they love because they remember Lucy.
Oh my God, they
So,
must love it. I love
Yeah,
it.
I always have a ball.
I was gonna say,
No pun intended.
Yeah, but I really, really
a
do.
lot of gay men love Lucille Ball.
I did not know that.
No,
but
seriously, they do. Like,
Really?
she's actually a popular drag character.
Oh,
So I was-
yes.
Okay.
You might want to see if you can fall into that crowd, like freak them out by not being drag.
You thought I was drag.
I double twisted.
Well,
you.
for her 50th anniversary, so that's got to be 18 years I've been doing her now.
Right.
They had a nationwide look-alike contest, And I was one of the 12 finalists nationwide.
No, I can believe
And
that.
we were at Lamb's Theater in New York City.
Oh my God, that's so exciting.
And the girl who was called third place, when she got called third, I thought she was my only competition. I said, oh my goodness, I have a chance of winning this. And then, because I had the red dress, polka dot dress, that exact outfit, doing vitamin of Benjamin.
Yeah.
And then they brought the envelope out. The master of ceremonies opened it up. And he said, no, give me the other envelope. He switched envelopes on stage and called me second.
Whoa, that's weird.
And a girl who came in an hour after all the rest of us
Looked
were supposed
nothing
to
like
be
Lucy.
there, with an agent, apparently, there with a gentleman. They stayed off by themselves. I think they had to have a viable winner. They didn't know what we all were going to be like, because there was a gay Lucy who read this diatribe. And
so the girl who came in was kind of like a diva. And
she
had
was
an
a rigged.
agent.
She rigged. She was rigged.
it. Oh.
She spoke. Her speaking voice was good.
What was
She
it? What
acted
was
well.
that newspaper person's name in front of me?
Oh, Lara Spencer.
Okay, Lara
She
Spencer.
got up, walked out,
And said-
saying politics are being played again, and she stormed
Lara Spencer
out.
from Good Morning America.
Yeah, and Nick at Night, Rambling with Gambling, they were all
Oh,
there.
wow.
They had all picked me to win. Even
Donna
the TV
That's
channels, the news, they did a quick, little second thing, and they said, oh, the girl in the polka dot dress, she had to win. She looked just like Lucy. And it wasn't.
And it was taken right from you.
But guess what? It was run by the U.S. Postal Service, and they were supposed to have a spot on The Tonight Show. They were going to have a poster that was going to be put up in every post office in the country. Guess what? Nothing happened. She never appeared on The Tonight Show. There was never a poster. They have this magazine that's put out for the postal employees,
Right.
and they had a picture of us on the back. And that was
So
it.
nothing ever came of it.
No. But I got
got
a
work.
2-page
That's what I'm saying.
color spread in the Asbury Park Press.
That's usually
I
what
got an
happens, like-
agent, and I've been doing her
Yeah.
ever
See?
since.
So that-
The second-
So now I have
the
like
person
3
gets work.
agents, and they.
That's like the people who don't win those, like, what is it?
Oh, like The Voice and all
The
that.
Voice, yeah. It
I
seems
tried
like
harder.
the runner-ups are the ones who have careers.
Yeah.
Right.
So
that was
that was the turning point. I started doing her ever since.
Again, though, seriously, I'm not, like, the gay community kind of holds her up as an icon. Sort of like Marilyn and, but...
Yeah.
And so she has become a very
Yeah.
popular drag character.
Well, and you know who might Eileen Shapiro. That might be. We could. Yeah.
She used to win every
I used
every
to go
New
out
Year's
at
every
Halloween.
Halloween contest.
Oh yeah, I'll never forget. It was the Abyss at the time up on Route 9
Okay.
years ago. But I went, and they had. I have to tell you, they had characters, had rented costumes from like the vampire, the guy with the long nails and the gray and the cloak.
Yeah.
They had the entire cast. They had a couple of different movie cast worth of people, and here I was, and I had gone to a place in Allenhurst, and they said I came in second, and she said, you know why you came in second? You didn't circulate. Nobody knew you
You
were
didn't market
here.
yourself.
Because
Yeah.
if they'd known you were here, you would have won. So here it was, 2 floors, thousands of people, and I walked around with my little bottle of vitamin of Edgeman, pretending to put it in people's, and doing my little, are you run down listless? Do you poop out at parties?
I was
Are
gonna
you
say,
unpopular?
do you poop out at parties?
Okay,
I love it.
well, it came time, and they had the best for this category, best for that category, best for this category, and then best character, celebrity character. I won first prize, okay? Then they brought all the winners of those different categories up to win best overall. So here's this whole group, and here's this one, that one. I mean, really unbelievable
Right,
character.
like glitzy
And then
and-
here I am with my vitamin Benjamin. People started chanting, Lucy, Lucy,
Right.
Lucy. We're talking
Oh my God, I'm getting
1,500, 2,000 people
Fred Murphy.
shouting, Lucy, Lucy, Lucy. And I won grand prize, over $2,000 worth of prizes.
Yeah.
Nice.
I mean, it was the most amazing thing.
that's so
And my
exciting.
son and his wife had come, and they said, "Mom, go do your thing. Just stay away from us, okay?" They were
stay-
embarrassed. They were
Really?
embarrassed by me. My son's always been embarrassed that I'm an
Oh, that's
actress.
a good-
But anyway,
Can you do a Lucy? Ew.
ooh.
There you go.
Okay. And so anyway, when I won, he had a few. He jumped up on the stool next to the bar and would say, "That's my fucking mom. That's my."
Deep down.
Yeah, yeah.
See, in a world of viral video, you
Yeah.
should be doing stuff as Lucy.
Oh, I know, I know.
Her problem is she doesn't do a lot of it because she doesn't have a website. I've been
I'm
telling
not.
her.
You can put it
I'm
on
not.
yours, that's how viral works.
I'm computer illiterate. You know, I've just learned how to
There's
text.
people out here who know how to do stuff. You ever want to dress up and
If
do
you
something?
wanna help,
I'd film you.
seriously.
I certainly would.
Seriously.
I'd help you put it out there.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
We
no
can help you
problem.
with the website. You need to
Not
do
a
yourself out
problem.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
all about marketing.
Absolutely.
Well, I have a disc that one of my friends, we did a variety show recently.
Oh, we gotta,
and
you
I
gotta
did
be in
Lucy.
reality, though. You
Right.
gotta catch people
I did
off
Lucy.
guard.
Yeah.
You gotta like
Oh,
walk into a room.
when
or
I
the room
walked
where
the
they're
streets of
expecting
New York,
you.
I was at Madame
yes.
Tussauds
Some hidden
Wax
camera
Museum
stuff.
3 times.
Yes.
They
stuff
literally
like
had
that,
me
yeah.
stand by the elevator one time with my vitamin meat vegetamin. People would come up and say, because I don't blink much. So I'd stand
Yeah, I
there,
didn't even
and
know.
they would
Practice
say,
Joker stuff.
they'd look at me and they'd say, "Wow, she looks alive." And I said, "Yeah, I do, don't I?" Whoa! I had such a
You're
ball.
creeping me out now.
I had such a ball.
Let Jay Miller know.
So,
If you ever
yeah.
use Lucy.
So I would walk the streets of New York when I was going to different gigs,
Right.
and people would just stop and go, "Lucy!"
Uh-huh.
You know, I was at the
That's a
Have you guys ever watched
to
Impractical Jokers?
yeah. We
We
but
were some of the producers and stuff, so you never know.
yeah, I was in
Maybe I'll need a Lucy.
we're gonna. Yeah.
What is it? The place in New York, honey, where I go. The zoo and the aquarium.
Oh, the aquarium.
Central Park.
The aquarium. No, the
Okay.
aquarium.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, we were coming back from there. It had started raining like colossally, right? And we have to stop to get our ticket, right? And I'm driving because my sister, I won't let her drive. Okay, and I'm driving, so I, ooh, hi, is that Lucy? Yeah, hi, and
great.
so we start, but the traffic is bumper to bumper, so we are stalled right on the other side. All of a sudden, you see the attendants from all the different booths run out because they said somebody said Lucy just came through here, and they all had to come and say hello.
Is my phone?
Had
It
Lucy
was-
passed?
Yeah, she's
Yes,
been gone a
of
long
course.
time.
Yeah, so
Of
like,
course.
She's
You
so
gotta
huge.
think.
She's
Yeah.
such an icon.
Yeah,
She's so
yeah.
huge.
It's like Marilyn Monroe just went by.
That's true. She was so
Yeah.
huge.
When we had the
It's
toll
so
booths and you
long.
had to get in line, I'm going in, and there's a stretch limo next to me. All of a sudden, the back
And
windows
yeah,
go
nowadays
down
in
and
the
they
world
say,
of costumes.
"Oh, Lucy, you got some splaining to
Yeah.
do." I mean,
Exactly.
yeah. I mean,
And do you
it's
cry?
just.
Do you cry too? Do you cry?
Explain.
Oh
it's
yeah,
so great.
I love it. I love it. Yeah, and you know what? I make people happy.
And that's what I was going to say, because all the joy.
I was gonna say,
make
and that's a
people
marketable
happy.
skill.
Because that's
Yeah.
someone they can't. I mean, they can get it from the show, of course, but they can't get it anywhere else because
Yeah.
she's gone.
Yeah, and you know what?
Cosplay is huge right
The
now.
people with Alzheimer's, I
Oh,
asked
you're
to
gonna
go
make me
into the
cry.
units. They remember Lucy. They may not remember a lot. They remember Lucy. It's amazing.
See, now you make me a little cry now. That's all right. I can handle it.
But it's all good because it's all.
It is.
It is all
It
good.
is, but it's.
Yes.
Yeah, I know. Well, I used to work at the Alzheimer's unit when I got my
She was one of those,
nurse-
like, she could.
nursing assistant, and I just remember this one lady, and we were just. But I could have sworn, like, I know she knows me, even though they're saying she doesn't, because we just had a connection, and
Yeah.
that's a connection that you just
Yes.
can't.
Yeah.
You can't explain it, but you know.
Yeah.
That they
yeah.
know.
And
She was good with, like, I remember hearing, she was one of those persons, like, who does, that's a very special gift. Not a lot of people can do that.
it is. It is.
Yes.
My sister cares for mentally challenged children.
Yeah.
And a lot of people can't do that.
Right.
And she does, and she does it so well.
Like a patience. And
yes.
But we were just talking about this recently. My son had a lawnmower accident, took the tops of his fingers off.
Right.
Okay. I watched her go from like
freak out mode.
About to, she was like, "What's going on?" To like, it's like as soon as I told her what happened, I watched her go.
I became like a soldier.
Yeah, like, and I was like,
"Ah!"
So I went to look for the fingers.
You became like the diva.
Because that's the only thing I could think to do.
Because all I could do is do what I needed to do to get the job done.
Yeah.
You know? So you do what you got to do.
So if we ever have a crisis, go to her.
Yeah. Well, I used to also stomp grapes every year
Oh my
at
God, the
Renault
grapes.
Winery.
You remember the grapes scene?
Exit 44?
Yeah.
On the Parkway?
Yeah.
Yeah, I stomped grapes for, 7 years, hon?
Mm-hmm.
And this year they are not doing it.
I was going to say,
and I'm wondering why,
what
what the people are going to say who come.
Yeah, but that was Lucy.
Expecting to see Lucy there
Lucy
at the grape stomping.
Yeah.
Oh my God, they have people lined up for hours.
The chocolate?
I have the outfit, but
You have the
I
thread.
have tried for years to get somebody to make me a portable conveyor belt
conveyor
with
belt.
a sewing machine engine. It would be so easy, and I could carry it around and do it myself.
To do where she gets drunk.
Yeah.
Oh my God, that was.
I have the outfit.
No, she doesn't get drunk on that. That's when.
This is a candy one.
That's a candy.
When her and Ethel
It's
are eating
the Vitamin Vegemin
right,
is
that's
where she
right.
gets drunk,
When she gets
and then I have the one where she comes down the stairway with the big
God.
headdress. With the I made that myself. I have that one.
Remember when she gets the? Now we're talking about
The one where she gets crawled into a conveyor belt, right? I think as a kid, I saw that. And it freaked
That's
me
where
out.
she gets with the starch. Is that the one you're talking about with the starch with
As
the
a
dress?
kid, yeah, that freaked me out as a child.
And
I
doesn't
remember
she
that
get-
literally scared me.
And does she get like a trophy stuck on her head or something?
Oh yes,
Yeah,
yes.
something weird happened to her.
The what do you call it? Loving cup.
The loving cup.
Yeah, loving cup. Yeah.
Wasn't funny to
That's
me,
hard
apparently.
to redo that one.
It
That's
freaked
hard
me
to
out.
redo.
No, that would be very hard to do that one. Yeah,
Yeah.
I have a Lucy room in my house.
Oh, wow.
The back bedroom.
Ralph Garman with
It
that
even
one.
has a polka dot bedspread, and I have
Can
all
you
the
send,
Lucy
can you take a picture of that and
memorabilia.
send it to me? And we can.
Sure.
Yeah, we'll put it on
So,
the
yeah, we'll put it on the
episode.
on the website. Yeah.
Yeah, I have memorabilia in trunks. I can't put it all out.
Wow.
I used to do Lucy like appearances in it was called Tchotchkes.
Right.
It was a gift store.
Yeah.
And in lieu of partial pay, I would get some of the Lucy memorabilia. So I have all this stuff. And,
That's awesome.
And the year that I went for the contest, I did happen to turn 50 the month after. Everybody gave me Lucy gifts.
Oh, yeah.
Joe had a big birthday party for me here. So
That's
What's
yeah.
interesting about Lucy is she was kind of involved in a show business.
Oh, yeah.
Icon, 3-camera shoot. Desi
Desi.
Productions.
Desi Lou Productions.
Yeah.
That's right.
Star Trek was a Desi Lou production.
Was it
They're
really?
the company
Yes.
that took a chance.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, without Lucy, there'd be no Star Trek.
I have he's my cousin, if you will, not by blood, but by family and
Yeah.
you know. He was on a episode of Star Trek, and I have his picture in my
Really?
little, but it's just amazing how connected Lucy is to so many different
Yes.
things
Yeah.
that you never.
Absolutely.
We have a gentleman, Bob
I mean,
Schofling.
essentially,
He
she
used to be
was-
the mayor here in
was
Atlantic
his name?
Highlands. Bob Schofling.
Bob Schofling. Okay.
He's president on our board. He's was mayor of Atlantic Highlands. He has an antique book store now.
Wow.
He has given me every book written about Lucy, any magazine or book that has anything about Lucy in it. He gives it to me. I cut his hair. He gives it to me. I'm a hairdresser, so
Are you?
I cut hair. So
Wow. And
that's
in your spare time, of course.
yeah. So
Like, when do you get that?
yeah. Well, I'm going to go do a haircut after this today. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. But yeah. So I have. I mean, old Life magazines with the ad of hers selling cigarettes.
Those are good.
Yeah. I mean
that, like old, like they're really old.
authentic.
Ads for sugar.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mom's wholesome sugar.
Yeah. So I've got everything, and I have every episode of Lucy.
Oh, of course.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
Twice, 3 times over.
Well, and then there was the...
There's also the other show.
So now you have another program, the Lucy Shoot.
Yeah, the Lucy show with the daughter.
There you go. I'm sorry, baby. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Wait, there's I Love Lucy. Then there's the Lucy show.
That was the Lucy show.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh yeah, that's right. Because that's when she.
And then just Lucy.
Was there another one?
Yeah, there were at least 3. Yeah.
There were.
Yeah. Yeah.
Are you a Lucy fan, Joe?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
He has to be.
I can't stand her.
He has to be. Nah, I can't stand her. She's so annoying.
And my sister Margaret is the best manager you could ever have. I take her with me places. Oh my God, she's so proud. It's like,
oh, I love it.
Yeah.
The guy, Lucille, that guy,
who was
Mr.
that?
Mooney.
Mr. Mooney.
Mr. Mooney. She wanted Mr. Mooney to play Fred Mertz.
But he was under contract for something else at the time.
He was a drunk, but I think he was. So.
Oh, Fred Mertz was a bad
but I
drunk.
think Ethel was too.
No, Ethel hated him. Ethel could not. Vivian Vance could not
now
stand
you
him. The relationship off stage was just as bad as it was on stage.
Really?
Oh, she hated him. Hated him.
You could tell they were annoyed by each other every
Yeah.
time.
But they liked each other, Vivian Vance and
Lucy.
And
Loved
Lucy
each
loved
other.
each
Oh,
other.
she had her on every, following show. Did she?
But
Yeah.
Fred and Ethel, like every time they were on stage, it seemed like they were always irritated with each other.
Oh yeah, she couldn't
But they
stand
were.
it. And you know, she had to
That's so
had to
funny.
gain 20 pounds
Who did?
to play Ethel Mertz, and under contract had to remain that weight. She had to be heavier than Lucy. Look heavier than Lucy.
That makes sense.
She was a
Did she know that, or
vaudevillian.
did-
I hate
No,
that.
yes, she knew. She was a vaudevillian. She was a big dancer and singer in her own right.
Wow.
She was a hot looking
Well,
mama.
She was taking a back seat.
So to get to play the part of Ethel Mertz, she put the pounds on, but you notice whenever they did their variety shows, did you ever hear her sing and dance?
It was always
So
Lucy.
did Fred. Fred was also vaudevillian,
Yeah.
so they could tap dance
Totally
and
makes
everything.
sense.
Yeah,
But it was always Lucy who was always.
yeah.
I usually get a kick out of going down to the boardwalk, Seaside Heights.
Yeah.
And she had a spot on the middle of the boardwalk.
I was stomping grapes one
And
year.
stopping
I
grapes.
love that.
And the people walking by they all of a sudden you see on their face, Lucy,
Yeah.
Lucy.
But what were they
Stop
doing?
and take
They
pictures.
were
and
smiling because that's
Yes.
what you do.
Oh, yes. And
I
then
love
pictures.
that.
We were advertising their wine show that was going to be there next week or the next month. And we were promoting it by me stomping
That is
grapes.
so cool. Just making
Yeah.
people happy. That's all.
Yeah. It's all about making
Yes.
people happy. Yeah.
So I guess you got to start doing Lucy at home.
Yeah.
So you gotta make him happy.
Hey,
He's
hey,
been right.
hey.
He had that
He's
written.
been waiting. He's been waiting.
I just gotta wait for the right
setting you
spot.
up just to hit that line off.
We
That
have
one line, just like
You
in your
can tell.
acting.
Yeah.
Well, we appreciate you giving us
Oh,
your
no
time.
problem. No
And
problem.
it's the FirstAvenuePlayhouse.com? Was it?
.org.
What was
It's
it? .org.
.org.
First Avenue. Let's get it right. FirstAvenuePlayhouse.org,
Mm-hmm.
and that's where you can find the calendar of events.
Yep.
And then on our website, you'll see pictures, and we'll put Donna
And it'll all be
Jeanne
laid out
on.
nice.
And if you want to come and see a show, give me a call and I'll have you down as my guest.
Absolutely.
thank you.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yes. We would love.
All right, there you have Joe Bagnole and Miss Donna Jeanne from Clerks and Shooting Clerks and the First Avenue Playhouse. Hope you enjoyed that interview there.
That was great.
Sorry for the sound quality difference, like that was my first time doing it that way, and so that's shit happens.
Yeah, that was
Live and learn.
A great interview, though, wasn't it?
Yes, yeah, I had a lot of fun. It was fun talking to them. Mm-hmm. It's so interesting because, I would say older people. And when I say older people, I mean older than us.
Right.
What you'll find eventually is they have a very I don't give a fuck attitude nowadays, and I enjoy that.
Right. Yeah, well, there was that little,
You've been around so long that's like, what the fuck? Nothing phases you anymore.
Right.
So.
Right.
My only concern about this episode is I believe they're Trump supporters. Bah!
Well, but you know
what? At the opening.
Yeah. But that's all right.
Why are we on the show?
I don't know.
But they're great people.
You let things go.
Yeah, exactly.
You let things go and move on.
Yes. To each their own.
Right. I was, Kevin just tweeted about the Stanley Comic-Con this weekend in
yes,
in
that's
Cali.
right. That was actually, didn't that used to be called, it had a different name, but I can see why they went with Comic-Con.
That's the LA Comic-Con, maybe, or something
I
like
think,
that.
no, but I think it's all the same thing. I
Oh,
think.
it is?
Well, where is it? Is it in Los Angeles?
It's in Cali, that's all I know.
I mean,
I'm pretty sure it's LA.
I'm sure Stanley has it. But yeah, I thought it was Kamikaze, it used to be.
Oh, I think that's right. That's what it is, Kamikaze.
No, they may have changed the name because I did see that they're calling it Comic-Con and all that. But hey, whatever. Stanley's Comic-Con.
Stanley's LA Comic-Con, so it is in LA.
Yeah.
That's fun.
That used to be called Kamikaze.
Yeah, but Kevin was just saying he signed a whole bunch of his pops, and they'll be at the Hot Topic.
Pops are insane.
At the Hot Topic now. How cool is that?
Yeah. Well,
I like
you know,
Hot
he has a
Topic.
family. He has a family member who works for Hot
I
Topic.
know.
That's
I like
how that's
Hot Topic.
happening.
I know Hot Topic, and then all I can think of is South Park when the Hot Topic.
Yes.
Hot Topic.
Hot
But it's just a Hot Topic. I do.
Burn down the Hot Topic.
This is terrible. This is one of the worst catastrophes in the world. All the humanity and all the fans been screaming about. I can't talk, ladies and gentlemen.
It was a good reminder, and I know it's after the Smedlines, but check out the Stanley LA Comic-Con.
Yes, that's right.
Yeah.
Well, thanks for throwing that in there and reminding us all.
You're welcome.
Because I wouldn't have known otherwise.
Yep.
I guess we can pull the ship out here and
Yeah.
wrap things up and pull the ship out.
Mhm.
What the fuck am I saying?
And Kevin's going to be in Philly coming up.
Fuck me and make me forget.
I just gotta cut it there.
Kevin and Ralph are going to be, there's going to be a Babble in Philly coming up. And a bunch of our friends are going to be there.
Yes. Yeah, huge, fun shindig going down in Philly.
Mhm.
Originally, we were going to be there, and then as things happened, like they announced, Kevin and Ralph announced more dates.
Right.
It made just more sense for us to do New York.
Yeah.
Plus, we're supposed to shoot Ralph.
Mm-hmm.
Yes,
And,
we were supposed to do it in Philly, but then again, we had DP issues.
Yeah,
and
Michael can go there.
distance and all this. So ultimately,
Yeah.
again, having them also playing in New York very recently made that all a much easier thing.
Right.
And see, with digital, you can pick up shots this late in the game. And
Right.
just plug them right in.
It's gonna be
so
great.
funny too because I've been watching some other digital other documentarian people talking about how they literally got shots a day or two before release.
Yeah.
So
I see that happening.
yeah.
But we're very close, and we're so excited to have Ralph a part of the documentary.
Yeah, it's gonna be a lot.
I know, and that night's gonna be fun, and a long day that day, but it's gonna be great.
Yeah,
because we'll get to see him too that
and
night.
I'm looking forward to putting the short film together.
I
I'm
know,
gonna
and the
enjoy
short
this.
film. I can't wait for you guys to see it. It's gonna be great.
Yeah, it'll be a nice little bonus thing, and it'll,
Right.
hopefully it'll be from the heart. So you'll enjoy
Right.
it.
Well, it's hard not for it not to be. Cause
I
it's just
see
like
this
a
as very,
beautiful-
I mean, I hate to be like overly dramatic, but I see this as very black and white, very like,
Yeah.
Art Nouveau, like very,
Yeah.
like, a very sort of, I mean, it's a sad story.
It is. It's a tragedy in a way.
Yeah. I mean, there's,
I mean, not yet, but I mean,
yeah, but once guys like this are all gone.
I know, but it's not. Yeah, I know.
I don't know how. I guess we'll talk a little bit about
Yeah,
that. with
and
him.
that I have to say, Joe is very excited about that part.
Cool.
The talking it over and us seeing the background.
Oh,
and
yeah,
all
yeah,
of
yeah,
the-
yeah. That-
all
yeah,
of the-
that's- yeah.
where it's made and all that. That's
This
so-
Saturday is just going to be like, hey, let's get kids' reactions.
Right, but that
which
part
is like the best part.
And it's funny because Joe and I
Because that's the
talked-
hard part to get.
Joe and I talked once. And now it's just been we playing phone tag, but all of his messages are like, "Oh my, I just can't wait for this," and he's just, so it's like bringing up like a rekindle. It's like it's rekindling more of a fire. I mean, he still does it, but it's just rekindling that like all that enthusiasm in him.
And it
so
came.
it's cool.
All this came out of essentially a passing comment and a good idea out of
Right.
Was it Donna Jeanne? I think it might have been Donna Jeanne.
It might have. I don't know.
I think it was Donna Jeanne who
what.
said, she's like, someone should do a documentary on him.
Oh my God, that was such a great
And
idea.
It's stuck in my head.
And
when
she's,
things stick in my head, like if 3 days go by and I'm still thinking about something like that.
Yeah, that's an idea
That's when you know it's like, I got to do this.
Right.
Because it's nagging at me.
Right.
It hung around this long.
Right.
It really, made. So we're doing it.
So look forward to more news about it.
Yes.
It's coming soon.
Yes. Look forward to all kinds of
because
more.
we can't
this
really
is a show of more news.
We
There's
can't
a Bane
really say
disc
much
coming
more.
out. There's
we
a
really
Bane
can't.
project.
Right, we can't say much more about the short because we haven't done much. I mean, we've talked to everybody, and now we just have to shoot it.
ThatMan on Fatman
is a very busy man,
which is good. Yeah.
All right, let's get out of here.
Yeah.
We've given them a good show. You're going to get another show in just a few days. It'll be the Halloween show. I sat down with my brother. That'll be I thought it was going to be a long one. It won't be. It'll be fast.
I know.
My brother, man. I love him to death, and we've been chatting since. But, you put a mic in front of him, and he is not the talker.
He clams up.
Yeah, he's not the talker. Which is funny, because it's not like he's that quiet personally.
He's funny, your brother.
Yeah, but, you put a mic in front of him, and then...
He's like the zinger guy, though. He'll put all of a sudden he'll be so quiet, and then he'll do a zinger, ah!
But you know what bothers me about those guys?
Why?
It's too fucking easy. You don't get to tap dance out here, constantly throwing shit out.
I know.
This is a whole different dance.
I know
that I'm doing. It's
I know.
easy to be the zinger guy.
Yeah.
I
know it's easy.
Choose
to
your moments.
Yeah, we're flopping all over the place.
I'm out here like a fucking like a fiddler on a roof. Hoping not to break his neck. Yabba dabba 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 doo. If I was a rich man. Wait, hang on. Oh boy.
Uh-oh.
We had to wait for the end of the show for this.
Oh, yes.
I didn't know you were here, Bane.
I just snuck in. If I was a rich man, yabba dabba doo doo dabba doo.
Yabba doo?
Ah, yes.
That's
Yabba
Flintstones.
dabba doo.
That's a Flintstone.
I'm Fiddler on the Roof,
Yabba dabba doo?
Yabba dabba doo.
No, that's the Flintstones. T-Bane. What a surprise.
Let's see, that'd be Y-D.
Y-D. Yeah, but that's a totally different song. That's the Flintstones. Do you remember the Flintstones?
Bonnie, my pebbles.
Oh my God.
What about all the jokes that were often made by the washing machine and the sink?
Oh, yeah,
and
the vacuum.
The vacuum cleaner.
Wasn't the vacuum cleaner like a Triceratops or something?
I think it was a baby mammoth, yo.
A baby mammoth.
They were abusing baby
They were.
elephants on the Flintstones. Fuck them in the asshole.
Bane, you always go to a very dark place right away.
I can't help it when I'm talking Flintstones, yo. Impossible.
Totally.
Calm down, Doctor. Now's not the time for fear. That comes later. Oh, you think darkness is your ally? You merely adopted the dark. I was born in it.
Raised in it, yo, the darkness.
Is that going to be in one of your new songs?
Darkness, the secret place I keep inside.
I think you ripped that off from somebody. That song.
That's an old Prozac hit, yo.
Prozac.
During the anti-drug period, that really sucked. And anytime an artist goes through a sobriety period, it totally blows
It depends.
They start writing bullshit songs that nobody wants to hear. Oh, I'm sober now. I sucked 37 dicks for cocaine, but now I'm gonna preach to you, yo.
Wow.
Notice it was 37.
There's a trick to being whatever you want to be in life. It's
wrong cut.
Not as serious as yours.
Oh, I'll be heading out now, 'cause I'm just killing time here on the show, motherfucker.
Thanks for coming, Bean. I look forward to your mixtape.
Oh, I can hardly wait.
It's
There's
gonna be
some
great.
special stuff coming up. They're gonna be bumping in Brooklyn, yo. When T-Bane kicks it old school.
That's gonna be lit. That's what you gotta say. It's gonna be lit.
That shit is lit, yo.
There you go. It's lit,
No
Bean.
one cared who I was till I put on the mask.
Later, yo.
Bye, Bean.
Show me what you got.
That's a lovely, lovely voice.
T-Bane. We're going to go out on T-Bane. We'll see you next week, folks.
Very smart and good.
You're smart and good, sorry.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
It would be extremely painful for you.
To kick it old school. Autoerotic asphyxiation often leads to premature ejaculation or PME. PME. Oh God, I'm doing again. Oh, it feels so good.
That's a lovely, lovely voice.
They told me I had no talent.
It would be extremely painful for you.
Oops, I did it again. Right in my pants. So it feels so good.
That's a lovely, lovely voice.
I like what you got. Good job.
Comedy comes in threes.
I read one from the Toronto paper that said this is what happens when you publish a poop.
Go get him, that man.